Day 0 again, part 3. Why day 0? Because I didn't come out here last night. I still work my 9 to 5, even though I'm doing it part-time because of school. By the time I got out of work, it was too dark to record a video. I don't have the lighting to be able to make it, again, of quality. I could have done it indoors, but again, I think I'm trying to keep, for now that I've done this a couple times, I'm trying to keep a consistent theme with my videos. Hey, let's go, Finn. Let's go. It's my boy. Hey, come on, let's go. And I didn't get to it yesterday, which again sucks, but it is what it is. I think next time, if I am working the 9 to 5, I can do it in between lunch where there's still sunlight, and I can get it done. Yeah, and just coming out here today, had this deep feeling in the pit of my stomach, anxiety. A great way to reframe that from what I've heard, calling it excitement. What am I excited about? What is it that's making me just a little bit nervous? Give me this little extra feeling in the pit of my stomach. So I got 2 meetings later on today. One is for this thing that I'm kind of like, I'm only really doing it to be of service for other people. It's not only my cup of tea, but it's a leadership institute, the organization that I'm a part of. They've agreed to cover the fees, so I kind of feel like a dick not for attending. And then the other one I'm passionate about, people I like to meet. It's a poet open mic, and it's hosted by one of my poetry sisters, who I've had the pleasure of knowing again. Known her for not that long of a time, but the short time that we have known each other, she's a beautiful human being, talented, incredibly compassionate, very inspiring. She's one of the MCs for this, and of course I want to do that. So the conflict with me right now, maybe this is why I wasn't feeling that motivated to come out here and do this today. I gotta make a choice between these two. The one I really want to do is the poetry. The other one, not so much. And of course, they'd be at the same time, right? Because how else are we gonna learn what we value and what's important without having these kinds of decisions that kind of conflict with each other? But again, I'm choosing to do both. How I'm gonna do it: show up to the Leadership Institute, get to know them for a little bit, drop in, say hello, tell them I can't make it for the rest of the seminar, unfortunately. However, I will be there for the next day, and the day after that, I'll make sure I don't have anything else that's conflicting with that. Pop into the poetry one, spend the rest of my evening in there with all these poets, hear poetry. I think I have a chance to perform one of mine, so I'm very excited. That could be where the feeling from the pit of my stomach is coming from, because every time I do an open mic, every time, it's right there. It's always right there. And I think every time I've had that feeling, when I'm not followed through, it feels good. But when I have had that feeling, followed through with it, up until the moment where it dissipates into the universe, feel really good, feel really inspired, feel really motivated, just feel better about everything that I'm doing. So that's what I'm feeling like today. And 2, I think I mentioned this before, I'm starting up a small little clothing company. It's nothing crazy. Talking to my baby mama, she brought up a really interesting point, something again I didn't think about, but I've known about. But until she brought it up, I'm like, oh damn, Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. And it's just leveraging other people's money. This idea that, start up something, which is why a lot of companies have investors. There's risk in everything involved, but you can leverage the money of someone else if they have that kind of faith in you, that you can get something done and give them a return on their money. It's a win-win for everybody involved. And when she brought it up, I'm like, damn, why didn't I think of that? That's so smart, because essentially what I was trying to do. So we're working with some designers right now, trying to get a logo done, and I was just gonna outright pay for it. She said, well, why don't we, like, she felt a little, I'm more optimistic and more maybe naive when it comes to stuff like this. She's more practical, maybe pessimistic, but again, she's not wrong. What about if we just reach out, friends and family, and see if we can get like a little crowdsourcing, aka what you'd call some investors, to take pre-orders for some of the stuff that we're trying to do. That way we get our initial startup costs of the brand identity, the logo, how we want to market this covered. And we know, and we have the money, we have the customer base already. Do that versus just doing what I was gonna do. I was just gonna just straight up just here, boom, take my cash. I'll figure it out from there. Just do that, right? Leveraging other people's money. Have some other people to help pitch in for some of the costs to cover the initial startup of this. Because if it fails, well, shit, that sucks. But I think for her, what she brought up an interesting point, and then for me too, now that I think about it, is that not only does this make this more real, not only does this add more pressure to make this happen and be successful with it, but work a little bit smarter, not just on naive optimism, right? Make smart little decisions to set yourself up for success. Again, we already have the customers, we have people who have already done the pre-orders to help us cover some of these beginning costs. Hey, let's go, Finn. It makes sense because now we have a small little customer base. That's the point of which is doing what I was gonna do, going blindly. So, it was a really good idea. It was a really good idea. It's getting kind of dark out here. Video quality is gonna start getting a little bit bad, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it around. So now I gotta retweak what we're trying to do and figure this out. And I was reading a very interesting article. I think it's published in 1999 on Wired, on the thought processes of Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder. And I know a lot of people don't really like him too much because he is obscenely wealthy. But then again, these are just the rich people that you know about. He's one of them. He's considered the wealthiest person on planet Earth. Maybe I sound crazy for saying this, but I think there's probably other people out there that are not in the public light, that don't have their business out there, that are probably the same wealth as him, if not wealthier, But just to read again this article, 1999, talks a little bit about his biography, how he grew up, the experiences that he had that helped shaped him into the person that he is now. Let's go, Finn. One of the things that he did, these little smart decisions that he did towards building up Amazon, was he leveraged other people's money. He got initial investment from his parents and his friends, and that helped him start up the initial company and get everything going, start making that money, start making those profits. Again, I'm not trying to do what Bezos is doing. That's not my interest. I'm more interested in writing poetry, writing stories, creative fiction, creative nonfiction, and putting that out there to the world. But it really made me think, like, damn, because I used to work for Amazon. And one of the things that I noticed about how Amazon runs shit, they're fucking highly pragmatic and efficient with everything. And even though I decided not to stay with them, maybe I'll talk about the story about this in another time, because I was fully going into it, like, I'm gonna make this to a career, because it feels like they're taking over the world, because they've changed how we do online shopping. And part of that has to do with how Jeff has viewed the world and how he has viewed the internet and technology, and how he's leveraged that to make the experience about the customer, and doing everything in his power to either destroy the other competition or just straight out buy them out, even if it meant that his company took a loss in profits. So again, I think it wasn't in this Wired article, but it was in somewhere else where I read this about him. He originally I think he owns the web domain to Relentless, I believe it is, and that just kind of like his philosophy. He's relentless about the way that he does business. And again, you can debate the pros and cons of that, but what you really can't debate is that he has changed the culture of how we do online shopping. Everyone's trying to catch up to him and do what his company has been doing. And again, it's not just started from just selling books, right? Some of this crazy is just selling books online to now they have cloud services, they have contracts with the government, they have their own distribution centers, warehouses, home security shit. There's a Fire phone for a little bit. They have tablets. They have the Alexa things. Again, they have so many different departments and technologies that they're working on and trying to leverage. Probably to be the biggest company on planet Earth, which is fucking insane to think about. And it started just with selling books online. So I'm trying to learn a little bit about how he saw business and how he saw ways to improve things. And one of the things, again, that I'm really trying to take away from this article is just how he leveraged the talents and skills of other people to help him out and do the things that he wanted to do, while at the same time, you know, making these people obscenely rich. Not my goal. My goal is to go into the market of writing, specifically poetry. From there, branch off again, because I would like to do other projects down the line. But fascinating. Just it was fascinating to think about how he thought about this. And again, the idea of leveraging other people's skills, other people's talents, their money to help the initial startup cost of whatever it is that you're trying to do. So it's what my girl basically told me. I was like, oh, you know what? Let's just go ahead and try that out. Let's see what happens. Worst thing to happen is, hey man, sorry you guys, kind of fucked up, or I'm just paying up out of pocket for whatever startup costs they contributed. But we'll see. Again, this just like this vlog, everything's getting dark. As you can see, it's still early out here, but yet it gets really dark. One of the things about living in the mountains, once sunlight goes down, there's all your sources of natural light, all the light out here, because there's not many street lamps, not many lights out here. Part of living in the mountains. So those are my thoughts for today. And again, that decision today, maybe this feeling in the pit of my stomach that I had is gone now. Maybe this helped me clear it up, because my focus is poetry, it is writing, it is connecting with other like-minded people like this, which is again part of what I'm really excited about tonight for this evening. So I get to meet other people, they get to hear my work, and if they like it, hey, we'll link up. If I hear someone's work and I really enjoy it, hey, we'll link up. I don't know where this might take us, I don't know what might happen, but it's what I'm really interested in. It's what I really like. If I don't have anything to do that day, you'll find me writing or reading and trying to gather inspiration from those places around me, even if it's just a good book or even a well-written article about somebody's thought processes and how they view the world, and maybe learn a little bit from them. And again, you don't have to like the man, you don't have to agree with what he's done. You may think that, you know, people want to eat the rich and tax the rich. I think that's all up for debate. Not saying I agree with some of the shit that he's done or what he's doing, but what I can't knock is his hustle and the way he thinks and the way he's built Amazon. Because I'm pretty sure most of y'all probably shop on Amazon. So those are my thoughts for today. Hey Finn, come here. So again, I got started again because I didn't do it yesterday. It's all good. Keep doing this until I hit day 30. You having a good evening. All you out there, have a good night. Thanks for watching. Peace.